Hello, everybody. I guess I'm live. I'm enjoying this new live feature because I have no more storage on my phone. I don't know why. But I wanted to do a follow up to my San Javier mission video and just talk about the inspiration for what inspired that journey. Um, and the title, my title that I put, receiving and acknowledging wants, needs, goals, hopes, and dreams. So let me get out of the sun. My lips are all chapped. Poor thing. Oh well. Uh, let's go this way. Oh, okay. Oh goodness gracious. It's prettier over there, but it's too hot. Anywho, I had an epiphany while I was just coming out of being feverish and sick about my ability to receive and what may be impairing that ability. And this is deeply personal, but it really is the inspiration for uh, a mission that I'm compelled to have and to go on and to continue with. And that is uh, how self denial, especially in childhood, when you're a child and you deny your wants, your needs, and so forth, what that can do and how that can impair your ability to receive later in life if you never address it. And I realized that it just kind of came to me, and I at that point was willing to acknowledge the fact that and there's a lot of innocence in a lot of this, which is an important thing to preface all this with, is that there's no guilt or anything involved or wrongdoing. It's just how things happen, how things how the chips fall, and what you do subsequent to some foundational things that happen early in life. But I have always been perceptive and empathic, even as just as who I am. And I picked up that the difficulties that my parents were having in just being parents and raising a family. And I wanted to be helpful. And so I decided that what I would do, I would just deny my wants and my needs and everything as not to be a burden to my family. And this is probably pretty typical of a lot of children and what happens. And it's an innocent thing that kids do. They, especially an empathic child who wants to be helpful, they pick up on the stress of the parents. And so their goal then becomes self-denial, denial of the self. And I got really good at it. And one of the things in my memory that really brought this home to where I was like, okay, yeah, this is what the perspective you've been operating under. I think back to my, first period, we'll say. And I remember I was really troubled by it because, I saw how, it was an issue with my mother and then my older sister, needing things and the process of acquiring the things necessary for that time. And I was just so troubled by that. And I didn't want to put my family through that. And so I never said anything to anybody when my time came. And I just dealt with it the best I could. And, I was pretty young, 10 or 11. And I just hid it and dealt with it on my own because I didn't want to be that kid, that child that needed anything. And when I was thinking about that, I was like, yeah, okay. That signified how I've been operating before that and since then, to just do whatever I could to deny my needs, to deny wanting anything. And yes, out of that, it kind of enabled me to be able to be very satisfied with my internal world. You know, I was able to go within a lot and be satisfied by myself. And so that helped me to really have an enriching experience with myself and, you know, love myself from that perspective. But it kind of cut me off from receiving from the outside world. I would always put my hand up. No, don't give me anything. And so exploring masculine feminine polarity, that's helped a lot with understanding that there is a give and take that animates this reality. That's what expands and projects the hologram that we live in, is this dualism and energy polarity. And I think that's one of the things that we master here. You know, when you're born as a baby, and you start interacting with the world, you know, as a toddler, the toddler pours things out and watches water fall, and how the things that we do, how we interact in this realm. And on a higher level, you know, if you practice Qigong or energy work, and you practice manipulating and drawing up energy from the earth, and you practice creating chi balls, chi force within your hands and things, you're mastering the energy. Within yourself. You know, we're animation generating machine ourselves, a projector, right? There's been a lot of videos and things, people highlighting that the human as a being is a projector, and we all collectively project the world. We all collectively animate the world. And we're constantly refining that projection with what emanates from our beings. And I was, I think a lot of us YouTubers that have kind of a similar interest, we all like the Jeff Mara podcast and the near death experience uh, videos, and I've been watching those a lot. And the latest one, the young man talked about just living in a state of love and using love as a tool. And, it's like, yes, we're supposed to use love as a tool, and we kind of all know this, but I really like how the words came out of him and his presentation of that message. Um, it really did put it into my hands as a tool that I could use. Jeff asked him, I don't know what he asked him, but Jeff was an excellent interviewer. He asked him an excellent question, and his answer was, to fight the negative entities off. If you have negative thoughts or negative feelings, negative emotions, it's a negative entity feeding you those things and feeding off of your soul energy. And the best way to stop that happening is to just turn around and send that entity love, and to give it a hug and love it and send it love. And I just really liked how that became a tool for me. It's like, any negative thought, because all is love, all, the closeness with source is love. And so any negative thought is an intrusion. And so the tool of just loving it is just so beautiful and powerful and effective and accessible. His words, how he formulated that tool, he put it into my hands as a tool and made it accessible to me. And I was just so appreciative of that. I was appreciative of his fierce responsibility to just be and be loving. And how his mission had become one of working on being loving. And I just really loved that. And loved how he put so much validity on that as enough, as important as work. But anyway, that that was what spurred on my, you know, that understanding of Jesus's mission to give and Mary's mission to receive. I really want to make that my mission, because that's what was brought to my attention was the art of receiving, the importance of receiving in love. That refinement of this reality that we're all creating, that there needs to be enough of us doing that. And that's what I want to work on. And that's what that's what my journey was about. Was to activate that energy, initiate that mission, and honor it. I've been crying all day. I've been encountering this message all day since Thursday, and this mother energy and receiving energy. And that's it. I guess that'll be my follow-up, and hopefully I can continue on this mission and share this and continue to share it. And I hope it helps somebody else to see maybe they've been denying themselves and hope that we can all just be who we truly are and share ourselves as we truly are with each other and support each other in who we are. In this mission that we all have of love. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.